Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is making a huge impact on our community. He currently serves as Vice President of Community Affairs at Chick-fil-A, Inc. and as the Executive Director of the Chick-fil-A Foundation. But today, he's here to talk about his brand new book titled Heroes Wanted. We're so pleased to welcome Rodney Bullard. Big round of applause for Rodney.
Thank you, my friend.
We love having you. I want to make sure I have all this right, because in the book you outline 9 components of heroism.
Yes.
Calling, commitment, compassion, connection, conviction,
yes,
community, courage, charity, and confidence.
Absolutely.
How did you come up and narrow it down to those 9?
So that was a chore, because you could definitely include other words and other descriptions. But I want the book, Heroes Wanted, to be a guidebook on how to be someone's hero, that we all have the ability, the capacity. And so those words are really each guide stars as to how you can do it. Calling and conviction. I talk about conviction in the sense of, you know, what do you see that really tears at your heart?
Right.
That you feel like you need to do something about. And then calling is really answering that conviction, doing something about it, but it takes all the other words to enable you.
Right, to put it all into action. And so many people, they really do want to help out, but in the course of their busy lives, they really just don't know where to start. So talk to me about what advice you would give to them.
You know, we often talk about, you know, I don't have enough time. And, you know, I can only do so much, and I can only give so much time. And in the book, I try and turn that on its head, that only you can do this.
Right.
Only you can do that. And we talk about Rosa Parks in the book, that she was a hero, and that Rosa Parks was amazing in the sense of the only thing she did was refuse to get up from the bus.
Right.
And only that small gesture created this ripple effect that changed our society.
Right.
And so whatever your only is, give it.
Right, and that was her conviction.
Yes.
And look at what it created, what a movement it created.
Yes.
If there was just one takeaway, I know that's hard to narrow down, from the book, from really what matters the most to you in terms of the messaging, what would you want our readers to take away? You
know, in the book I talk about your 3 feet, your own personal 3 feet, and how you use it. And I tell a story within the book that illustrates it more clearly. But basically, we all have a 3 feet that we can give, and how do we use it? Do we recognize difference? Do we walk past people who others are walking past as well? Do we actually do something about our conviction and our calling within our 3 feet?
In the course of your career and your life, do you feel like we're getting better? Do you feel, I mean, there's so much strife and anger and unfortunately hatred in this world. Are you seeing a movement towards what you're trying to get here, heroism, or are you seeing that we still have a lot of work to do?
Well, we clearly have a lot of work to do. I think we're more divided as a nation than we ever have been, but I also sense a hunger for connecting with someone else. I sense a hunger for being more than just connected via social media. I sense a hunger for helping other people. I sense a hunger for not being so polarized, whether it be left or right. And so I'm hopeful, very hopeful.
Yeah, I am as well. It's the least we have is to actually look ahead and look outside our own worlds and think we've got to make a difference.
Yes.
Every one of us can. Tell me more about your roles, Chick-fil-A Inc., Chick-fil-A Foundation. You're so passionate about what you're doing, helping others. Yeah,
really blessed to be a part of the Chick-fil-A family, to work for the Cathy family and Chick-fil-A. And there's this heart that Chick-fil-A has, really to help everybody, to be a positive influence on everyone that we come in contact with. And so that has shown up in a number of ways through the Chick-fil-A Foundation, where we endeavor to make sure every child grows up to be everything that they were created to be, regardless of their circumstances. The work we're doing now on the west side of Atlanta, right across the street from Mercedes-Benz Stadium, in concert with companies like UPS and SunTrust and Coca-Cola and the Blank Foundation, and doing a lot of work to make sure that those neighborhoods have the same opportunities as other neighborhoods throughout Atlanta.
Absolutely. We're so lucky to have you here and making these great strides in our city. In the foreword to Heroes Wanted, Grammy Award winner Lecrae had this to say about you. He said, he has impacted the city beyond measure, but even broader than that, he's impacted our world, he's impacted our society through his efforts, through his wisdom, through his leadership. Obviously, you do what you do because you have that fire in your heart to do it, but what does it mean to you to see your work appreciated and recognized? You know,
I appreciate that, but it's not about that. At the end of the day, I think this is about leadership, not philanthropy or charity. And leadership means helping someone else. It means solving hard problems and lending our talents, our shoulder, our skills to solve hard problems to help someone else. So at the end of the day, this is about a wonderful team at Chick-fil-A. It's a wonderful folks I get a chance to serve with, and even more so the people we get a chance to serve.
Right. Well, you're such an inspiration. People might be surprised to know there's a story in the book about you learning to read that is especially impactful, especially to me as a mom of a 7- and 9-year-old who have been diagnosed with some learning issues.
Sure.
Talk to me about this story and how it has impacted you and where you are today.
Yeah, so I grew up here in Decatur, Georgia, and my parents, my mother an educator, my father a Baptist minister, struggled to send me to a prestigious private school here. When I was there, I had a difficult time reading, and they wanted to put me in a developmentally slower class. My mother really had concerns about stigmatizing me. She had concerns because my size, because of my color, all sorts of things in the South. She had concerns, so she moved me to another school, Rainbow Christian Church School in Decatur, Georgia, where I met a little lady by the name of Mrs. Adams. I had difficulty throughout the year, but at the end of the year, she called my mother and said, I see promise in Rodney, and I would like to take him for the summer and tutor him and teach him how to read phonetically. Aww. And at the end of the summer, I was reading 2 and 3 grade levels ahead of my peers. And so, you know, the power of a teacher, the power of someone taking their 3 feet. You know, when I was a kid, I thought I was giving up my summer, but now I'm an adult, I realized she was giving up hers too. And so that's so important.
It really is. I'm going to have my girls watch this segment because it's so true. And you are a shining example of what hard work and dedication can create. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, my friend.
And tell us about the book. Where can we get it? Wherever books are sold?
So you can get the book wherever books are sold. I would suggest going to Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, HeroesWantedBook.com is also the website. So thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Best of luck. We hope to see you very soon. Again, it's HeroesWantedBook.com and order yours today. Thank you.